You've got a couple of things on your mind, something you're telling me that you're very happy about and something you're very angry about. Let's start with the good news.
Well, the good news is that I'm in New Hampshire. When I read about the nonsense that's going around in other states, their budget crisis and the extremes that they're taking to close their budget gaps and the oppression that's going on, I feel a lot better because I'm kind of insulated by that, because I'm not in those states. I'm in New Hampshire, where the violent monopoly here is at least less oppressive than other violent monopolies.
How do you see that in your daily life? How does it play out?
The police presence. Well, I came from New York City. The difference between the police presence here and the police presence in New York is like night and day. In New York, the police had boats and helicopters. They were out in full force all the time. I think here in Manchester, I don't think I've seen a police officer unless they were undercover. I haven't seen a uniformed officer in about 7 days. And I've definitely been out and about in this town, and I think that's great. I think, less cops, less police abuse.
That's good. And you moved to New Hampshire, what, 2 years ago?
About a year ago.
Okay, all right. Well, welcome home, by the way. A little late.
Thank you.
But then on the other hand, though, you're happy on on the state level, but you said you're angry on the federal level. Tell me what's got you riled up.
Well, the whole debt ceiling so-called resolution. I don't know. I think Obama kind of came off as a great compromiser, and the Republicans came off as greedy and stubborn. But in fact, these Republicans, they're just they're living up to their campaign promises, because their constituents have the people who voted them in made it clear that if they don't do what they said they were going to do, which is cut government spending, they're going to be voted out and replaced by people who will succeed where they failed. With Obama, there's no accountability because his position is safe. He's the incumbent. No other Democrat is going to run against him or going to be allowed to run against him, so he doesn't have to worry about that. So this concept that competition increases accountability. I mean, this should definitely be spread to the rest of the public sector. The other thing that bothers me about it is that if Obama had kept his campaign promises, gradual troop withdrawal from Iraq and Afghanistan, the closing of Guantanamo Bay, ending federal raids on medical marijuana dispensaries, he would have actually cut government spending if he had lived up to those promises. So he could have fulfilled his promises and the promise of the Republicans, which would have beat them to the punch and made them look obsolete and unnecessary. But he chose to not only increase the war, those two wars, but start an entire new conflict in Libya under the guise of NATO.
Well, can you think of a solution? Obama's causing various problems, but can you think of a solution that would work for him? I guess you're kind of on that. You're kind of on that already. A solution that would work for him, that would be a win-win for him and for the people like you who are so upset at him.
Just do what he promised to do. I mean, I know, I have a lot of liberal Democratic friends back in New York who are angry with him because these two pointless wars. We've got Bin Laden, we've got Saddam Hussein. Why are we still here? Nobody can tell us this. I mean, I think, like I said before, it would be a win-win because it would allow him to cut government spending. It wouldn't solve all our debt problems, But, you know, we're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars that are being spent every year to drop bombs on these countries. And it makes no sense. He could, you know, he could call off the war on drugs. He could, or just let the states decide what to legalize, what to ban, and what to regulate. You know, this would all cut government spending. This would all allow him to fulfill his campaign promises. Right now, his re-election campaign is 50-50. It could go either way, you know, the success of it. Now he's, you know, by not fulfilling his campaign promises, he's put his own career in jeopardy, which I think is stupid. Not exactly that I'm rooting for him, but, you know, if he's, you know, looking out for his own self-interest, then he should be doing what he said he was going to do.
Well, one thought that I had was that possibly what Daniel was talking about at the beginning of the video might be part of a solution as well. When you talk about how New Hampshire is so nice and free and everything, New Hampshire is sort of like America's quasi-frontier now. It's taking the place, it's serving the role that the Old West, it's starting to serve the role that the Old West served in its time. So my thinking is a win-win solution for the feds and for at least, you know, liberty lovers, is that they let that frontier develop, that they let this pioneering place sort of bloom the way they let the Old West bloom. And that might be something that provides a release valve for people who are angry at the federal government. So the government wins by having its release valve, the people win by having a place of freedom.